Oh boy. So, we already know about the Don't Say Gay bill, don't we? All of you? You should be caught up on all of that, I'm sure. Yeah, so basically, Florida and a lot of other right wing states have pushed to make it more or less illegal to be a queer young person in school. And more or less, that's the extent to which they can really overreach there. Now they're trying to criminalize parents who have trans kids as child abusers if they support their kids in their transition. So that's pretty fucked up as well. We're overall seeing a massive Orwellian 1984 style crackdown on trans people and a revoking of all of their basic human rights, literally making their existence illegal. It's pretty insane. However, I've got an even more terrifying story to talk to you guys about. Teachers voice concerns after Orange County previews Don't Say Gay impact to classrooms. Representatives for Orange County teachers sounded alarm bells Monday after word spread from principals that Orange County Public Schools would impose strict restrictions on classroom behavior after Florida's new parental rights in education law, aka the Don't Say Gay law, took effect. In private, administrators only seminars last week, OCPS attorneys advised principals that behaviors would and would not be legal under the law during a camp legal presentation. According to the representatives of the county's teacher association, teachers and staff members will be disallowed from wearing rainbow articles of clothing, including lanyards distributed by the district last year. Now tell me that is not Orwellian as fuck. You're not allowed to wear anything rainbow or colorful now. According to representatives of the county's teacher association, teachers and staff members will be disallowed from wearing rainbow articles of clothing, including lanyards distributed by the district last year. Elementary level teachers reported being discouraged from putting pictures of their same-sex spouse on their desk or talking about them to students. That's right. If you're a gay teacher, you are discouraged from letting your students know that you have a partner or that you are gay. You are, quote unquote, discouraged. Do with that what you will. Quote unquote safe space stickers aimed at LGBTQ students may have to be removed from doors. Teachers will have to report to parents if a student, quote unquote, comes out to them, and they must use pronouns assigned at birth regardless of what the parents allow, the CTA reported. That's right. Schools will be forced. Teachers, under the threat of penalty, will be forced to misgender and deadname trans students, regardless of what the parents want. And they called it the what was it called? It was called the they called it the Florida's new parental rights and education law is what it was called. The Don't Say Gay bill, that's the nickname of it. They call it the parental rights and education law, and yet the teachers are not allowed to, literally ontologically evil, actually evil. Violence is allowed against these people, completely morally, in a video game. Anyway, so some of the measures appeared to be far outside what the law actually forbids, as it focuses primarily on mental health monitoring and classroom curriculums. Quote unquote, it will be alarming if our district chooses to interpret this law in the most extreme way, CTA President-elect Clinton McCracken said. We want them to protect student privacy. We want them to make sure that they're creating and helping to create safe classrooms. We believe our school board supports that. A representative for OCPS confirmed the existence of the seminar, which they said took place in 3 separate sessions at Apopka High School and was part of annual training. So, to be clear, the Don't Say Gay bill doesn't even say this is supposed to happen. This is something they're doing, like, as a rogue, we're going a step further than the new law type thing. It'd be like if some state, right after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, if they then implemented the death penalty as a crime for any woman who has an abortion. And honestly, because of the way that conservatives write laws, frankly, any woman who has a miscarriage either. However, they said the guidance provided to the administrators was not a planned part of the seminar, which a copy of the presentation obtained by WFTV showed. So it wasn't a planned part of the seminar, but they still said it. During the presentation, administrators posed hypothetical scenarios based upon the new statutes and verbal answers were provided based on the limited guidance from the Florida Department of Education, the spokesman wrote. Once further guidance is received from the Florida Department of Education, the district will provide formal guidance to administrators and staff. In a separate conversation, OCPS officials said that the district needed to err on the side of caution until state officials provide more clarity. The strict interpretations, they said, were necessary to provide both students and teachers. The latter could have their teaching license revoked if they run afoul of the law, the official said. Oh, this is interesting. Wait, their defense is, no, we have to be as strict as possible with this don't say gay bill, because if we don't, then it means our teachers could get fired if they accidentally break the rules. As much of a defense as that is, as you know, strong of a defense as that is to you guys, as compelling as it is, they could be sued, yeah. McCracken also called for transparency and said he was hopeful the rules would change. He also called for people to support teachers at the district's board meeting Tuesday. This is a district that has been really on the forefront, leading the state to protect and make sure that we are providing safe places for our students, he said. I have faith that they will continue to be that kind of district. Here's the issue. While the Don't Say Gay bill doesn't specify any of the things that were talked about in this seminar specifically, and conservatives will absolutely gnaw at the bit, they will bite at the fucking bit to point that out, this is without a doubt the unarguable outcome of a bill like this, and they know it. You see, you're not really fully 100% allowed to write laws anymore that just say, we're going to discriminate against this group outright. Except for trans people. They're doing that right now. I don't think gender identity is included as a protected class yet. So with that said, like being trans specifically. So with that said, they know that this is still going to be the outcome. They know that even if the law in word, like in the print, doesn't say you can discriminate against this group, if it has a certain outcome, they acknowledge it and will still defend that law. So for example, voter ID laws. They will say, voter ID laws aren't racist. What do you think? Are you saying black people are too stupid to get an ID? Lefties are the... I've literally heard this argument before. They'll be like, lefties are the real racist. It's truly brain-numbing, if you've ever heard it. They will try to divert people's ability to point out the obvious harm these laws cause by pointing out the fact that nowhere in the actual text of the law does it necessarily say that you're not allowed to say gay or that being gay is banned. I assure you countless conservatives have made this argument to me. Well, the Don't Say Gay bill doesn't actually say, don't say gay bill. It's just this, like the same thing with voter ID laws. The Supreme Court could look, not the current Supreme Court, they wouldn't determine this, but the Supreme Court a while ago looked at voter ID laws, and I believe it was South Carolina, and determined that they were specifically targeting POC voters. And yeah, it was pretty fucked up. And then conservatives would respond to that by saying, well, it doesn't say that black people can't vote in the law, does it? So it's not racist. They will really try to twist their logic this much to defend something like this. They really, really will. So call them out on it. The Don't Say Gay bill is having this effect. You can point to it. I'll actually drop the link in the chat if you guys want to save this story. This is the effect the Don't Say Gay bill is having. It is, in fact, making it so people who are in schools cannot say gay. Who would have thought? It is essentially, as it seems, going to make being a queer student in these schools in Orange County basically illegal. For that matter, in effect, it's worse than just being able to say gay. Listen, being able to say gay is very important. No, but in all seriousness, this is nightmarish and ghoulish, to say the least. I believe there's also a full video included. Okay, no, it's not a related video, apparently. Okay, well, with all that said, if you enjoyed this segment, if this segment sparked joy in your heart, please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub over on my website, xanderhal.com/live. You can also like my stream to support me for completely free, and if you've got extra money, you don't know what to do with it, and you don't need it for anything else, you can also support me over on YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and Patreon. And of course, you can follow my social medias, link in the description down below. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and my fan Discord. Highly recommend you follow me on Twitter. It's where all the hot, spicy, juicy, succulent, wet, moist memes are. I hope I blew all your eardrums out with that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. With all that said, and yeah, it's all. I'm very high right now. Have a good one.